My name is Dr. Rose Olsen, and today I just want to talk to you a little bit about how we use technology at Parker University to create consistency in chiropractic education. I am a chiropractor. I'm a graduate of Parker University, and I also have my master's in education, and I'm the department chairperson of basic sciences at Parker University, where I teach gross anatomy. At Parker University, we have struggled with how to integrate the basic sciences more with both the chiropractic and the clinical sciences. There seems to be a siloing of the coursework within basic sciences, clinical sciences, and chiropractic sciences, and we want to take those silos and start to mold them together. But not only is there a struggle to vertically integrate the coursework, there's also a struggle to horizontally integrate the coursework. This is meaning that within the same department, within basic sciences, how do you connect those courses, such as anatomy, such as histology and physiology? Well, at Parker University, we found a particular type of tech that helped us with this, and it is called Virtual Human Dissector. It's made by the company Toltec, and it has given us the ability to do both the vertical and the horizontal integration. It's not just an anatomy tech. I know we all see anatomy tech everywhere. There are tons of examples of that. But what this software does, if done correctly, is it helps bridge those gaps between those departments. So what you're seeing here is within VH Dissector, you are seeing the anatomy side and you're seeing a lessons panel. And this is a really important part of Virtual Human Dissector. You have the normal 3D modeling of the human body, but then you also have a panel where you can put things such as x-rays, case type, histology, even coursework within there, and this is where you really see the innovative side of this software. So what we've done at Parker University is we introduce VH Dissector to a first trimester student. A first trimester student's coming in and they are taking a systems anatomy course called Developmental and Applied Anatomy. And what we've done is we've taken VH Dissector and we have developed lab work, at-home assignments, and such that these students can use. So what you're seeing in this video here is a lesson that these students can go through where everything that they need to do in VH Dissector is there for them. All they need to do is click buttons in the lessons panel or answer the questions or follow a guided assignment that's written very, very detailed for them so that they can use VH Dissector comfortably and get them ready for when they're going into more of their advanced study. Also, with those Try One students, it's really important to keep it consistent. Not only use VH Dissector within the Developmental Applied Anatomy course, but also use it in areas, say, maybe histology course. So here we're seeing a cross-section of the spinal cord, and we're pairing it with a cross-section of the human body, looking at the spinal cord. So now the students are seeing this technology in two of their basic science courses because they have not quite gotten to that clinical side yet. But that's not saying that we can't bring the clinical side in. This is just building that base so we can use this technology. Another thing that needs to be done in this early stage of the chiropractic education and this technology is to make the use of the technology very user-friendly. If the students are just handed Virtual Human Dissector and said, hey, this is a really great tech, use it, it's not necessarily going to be used to the way you want to use. So the way this lessons panel works in here is that the students can view something that we develop and then use VH Dissector. So for example, the lab lists that the students use within Gross Anatomy Cadaver Lab live in this lessons panel, and you see in this video they just click on the links on their lab lists and the structures are highlighted. So students can be dissecting on their donor and have, say, an iPad nearby to be able to go through that list. They also can study that at home, and we'll talk about that in a minute. Another key point in creating consistency within the chiropractic education is using this tech everywhere. So in the courses that VH Dissector is used, you can build lessons again and do something such as convert all their notes to a format that can live inside VH Dissector. So, for example, the notes in my course that I teach, Gross Anatomy 2, used to have notes in either Word or PDF. Now the notes live in the lessons panel, which is essentially a web page, so they don't have to open it in VH Dissector. They can open it other places too, but for the purpose of creating this consistency with the tech, they can just read their notes within VH Dissector as you're seeing in this video, and there will be links that the students can click on that will let them interact with the notes as they are reading through the notes. And then once you've done that, once you've introduced it to that early student, once you've shown them how easy it is to use and you've used it in several different classes, then it's time to start that integration. So again, it's all about the lessons panel in VH Dissector. Yes, the Human Anatomy Atlas is amazing, but you see those everywhere. But being able to do things such as this, introduce a case type to them within VH Dissector, to a student who is newer. The case type that you're seeing in these photos here are ones that are used to an early student, a Try-2 student. So they've only been in school, say about 6 months at this point, and they are led through the imaging of a Pancoast tumor and looking at the anatomy correlating in the human dissector. You can build many cases. A lot of cases already live there, so you can use the cases there. You can put your own in there. This helps to start the clinical critical thinking early. It also introduces them to the vital imaging that they are going to learn throughout their chiropractic career. These lessons panels also can be used to help them learn adjusting techniques. You can talk about the anatomy that you talk about in the adjusting classes, and you can talk about listings. Again, the easy customization that you find in VH Dissector helps build that at a level that a faculty member, if shown, can do quite easily on their own. So the technology has been able to integrate from the very beginning, and then we can see the students use it in the clinic. So they started in Try 1, they learned how to use it, they got comfortable with it, they saw how it interwove between the classes with that horizontal and that vertical integration. They were able to start critically thinking and really see how they could use it as a clinical tool to their patients. So once they get to clinic, if they have something like their computer or their iPad or even just a big touchscreen available, they can do something and show a patient where the issues lie. So for example, you're seeing the suboccipital triangle muscles here, and a chiropractic intern can talk about how those muscles could affect headaches and give the patients quite the visual. And now we've seen that tech go from the very beginning to the very end of their chiropractic education. So that tells you a little bit how we use the tech, but where do we use it at Parker University? We have a virtual anatomy lab that houses several tables that have the VH Dissector tech on them. They're big tables. They liken the size of an actual donor, and students can use the virtual human atlas and can also work through those lessons. We have 5 tables in this room. I can set it up as stations so students can go from station to station to station and see that horizontal and vertical integration in one room. It is an amazing room. We also have a room dedicated to radiology that has virtual human dissector in this room. So students can look at MRIs, CTs, ultrasounds, and see the correlating anatomy in virtual human dissector. We can use the tech in virtual reality as well. So students can put on goggles and be able to dissect the human body within those goggles. It really gives them that hands-on without the hands-on when they're in those goggles. And they can do the lessons within the goggles too. So those customizable lessons, they can say, I want to see the trap muscle. They can hit the trapezius link, and it will take them to show them the trapezius in 3D. We also have the ability to give the students this on their own devices. Virtual Human Dissector works in virtual reality. It works on those big tables, but it works just as well on computers and iPads. So the students have the license, they've got that lessons panel, so they can be at home, they can be anywhere on campus, and they can use this technology very easily. Also, we have iPads in the cadaver lab. So each group has a iPad Pro alongside their donor that students can view their lab list and study the anatomy with both the donor and the VH dissector. And this really helps them learn those spatial relationships. Plus, we can put case types in that lessons panel that they can easily access and work through alongside the donor. So if you have any questions for me, I invite you to look me up on LinkedIn. I'd be happy to talk to you. You see my information up on the screen, and also you see Parker University. So connect with us.